Hi friends, today we are going to discuss ASP.NET MVC for the structure. Before going to get started, I would like you all to do like, subscribe and share this video so that others can get benefit. So let's get started. Guys, this is Murtaza Hussain. In the previous section and the previous lecture, we had discussed and we had created our first MVC5 application with the help of Microsoft Visual Studio. Visual Studio creates by default the following follow structure for MVC application. So, if we look at the structure created by the Visual Studio, we can see there are different folders listed here. So let's see significance of each folder. First of all, there is a folder with the name app_data. App_data folder can contain application data files like localDB, .mdf files, XML files, and others data related files. IIS will never serve files from app_data folder. The next one comes app_start folder. App_start folder can contain class files which will be executed when the application starts. Typically, these would be config files like authconfig.cs, bundleconfig.cs, filterconfig.cs, routeconfig.cs, etc. MVC5 includes bundleconfig.cs, filterconfig.cs, and routeconfig.cs by default. We will see significance of these files later on. If I click on this folder, you can see these default files which I have just named: bundleconfig.cs, filterconfig.cs, and routeconfig.cs under the folder app_start. The next folder which we will talk about is the folder of content. The content folder contains static files like CSS files, images and icon filters, icon files. MVC5 application includes bootstrap.css, bootstrap.main.css, which is the minified form of the bootstrap in order to load the browser or your page fast. And site.css, you can write the CSS which will be applied throughout the site in this file. Your rules will go there. So the next folder which comes right after the content folder calls the controller folder. The controllers folder contains class files for the controllers. Controllers handles user request and returns a response. MVC requires the name of all controller files to end with controller. You will learn about the controller in the next section or in our next video. The very next folder which comes right after the controllers folder is the fonts folder. This folder typically contains custom font files for your application. You can include any font file here, which will be which you want to use on your website. The very next folder after the fonts folder is the models folder. Right now it is empty because we have not created any model, and also the Visual Studio does not create any default models as it has created the home controller by default. So model folder contains model class files. Typically model class includes public properties which will be used by applications to hold and manipulate application data. So the next folder comes scripts. If I click on this folder, you can see a lot of JavaScript files listed under this scripts folder. This folder contains JavaScript or VB files for the application. MVC5 includes JavaScript files for Bootstrap, jQuery 1.10 and Modernizer by default. So after having seen the script folder, the very next folder which you can see here is views. Views, as I had already discussed, views are basically your HTML or .c as HTML files. View folder contains HTML files for the application. Typically, view files is a CHTML file where you write HTML and C# or VB.NET code. Views folder includes separate folder for each controller. As you can see here, it has created a home folder for the home controller. For example, all the CHTML files which will be rendered by home controller will be in view home folder. You can see here about.chtml, contact.chtml and text.chtml files are here under home folder. So share folder, you can see here under view folder contains all the views which will be shared among different controllers. For example, layout.chtml file. It will be, this is the file, this is the main master file which will create the structure of the website and the home page structure, and all the other constructs of the HTML will be included within this file. Additionally, MVC project also includes following configuration files. Let me show you. Global.asax. Let me click on this file. Global.asax allows you to write code that runs in response to application level events such as application_begin request, application_start, application_error, session_start, and session_end, etc. The very next file which you can see here, it is package config. It is your package config file. Basically, package config file is managed by NuGet to keep track of what packages and versions you have installed in the application. NuGet is a dependency manager for Visual Studio. So let's see what's the next file we have in our by default created MVC structure, folder structure. The very next file we have is web.config file. Web.config file is a file which contains application level configurations. So this was all about the MVC for the structure. So in the very next lecture, we will see how MVC framework handles requests using routing. So wait for the next lecture. Thank you very much for listening me, and do not forget to like, subscribe, and share or my video. And if you want to um, get some economic and trendy websites and mobile applications, so do not forget to contact me or contact us at info@solution summit solvesummit.com, solution_summit at the rate of yahoo.com, and do ask a quote. We will definitely like to help you out in your incoming project. Thank you very much. Have a nice day. See you. Bye. This is Bas Musa Sen. Thank you for listening to me.